This car is filthy. To be honest, I'm getting sick and tired of cleaning this car every other day. But what if I told you there was a product that not only helped you keep your car clean, but also protected your paint in the process? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Mikhail, and today we're gonna be ceramic coating my Golf R with this Nanobond Diamond Nano ceramic coating. So for those of you guys who don't know, ceramic coating is another layer that goes on top of your paint or wrap, and it gives an extra layer of protection to your car. It also helps a lot with water beating off your car, which in turn helps with keeping dust down, because when water gets on your car, it doesn't stay on the car and dry out. Obviously, we can see that my Golf R is in desperate need of a cleaning, and trust me, I wash this car almost every other day, and it just does not seem to ever stay clean. But without further ado, ceramic coating has a whole bunch of steps that we have to do, so let's go ahead and do the first step, which is washing the car. So when we're prepping for ceramic coat, we really want to make sure that we get the car as clean as possible. I don't know if you guys can see it from there, but I have a ton of bugs on the front of my car. We just got back from a road trip, and you really want to make sure you get all this off. Any fingerprints, any bugs, anything that is on your paint and visible, when you go ahead and put ceramic coat on top of it, you're gonna see it. So you wanna make sure you get it as spotless and clean as possible before you apply the ceramic coat. So what I mean by that is, if you see all this dust that I have on here, if I went ahead and just put ceramic coat on top of this, the ceramic coat would cure and it would protect all of that dust as well. So we wanna go ahead and get the surface as perfect as possible before we ceramic coat anything. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just rinse this car, give it a nice wash with some soap, and then we can go ahead and think about the next step. So we get a good idea of the before and after. Check out how the water just sticks to this window. And we're gonna go ahead and do the exact same test after we do the ceramic coat. Let's go ahead and finish rinsing off this car. Now that we've got the car all rinsed up, I'm gonna go ahead and wash it with some soap. But you guys know how to wash a car, I'm not gonna bore you with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like that, the car's all clean, all dried off, and we're ready to move on to the next step. The next step that needs to get done on this Golf is we gotta get rid of all these little contaminants right here. And this is for the same exact reason that I explained earlier. Anything that we're putting the ceramic coating over is gonna get trapped in the ceramic coating and is gonna be there forever. I have them all over this tailgate. I don't wanna have any of these spots stuck in my paint forever. So let's go ahead and I'll show you guys how to do that. So hopefully the camera can catch this well, what contaminants I'm talking about in this paint. So I'm gonna work in this area right around here so that you guys can kind of see a before and after. But the way we're gonna get this out is with something called a clay bar. I did go into detail on how a clay bar works and what it does in this video right here, and where I wrapped my roof black. But the main idea of it is that it's a sticky bar of clay that you spray some lubricant on your paint and you glide this across back and forth, and it's slowly pulling out all these contaminants. So I'm hoping you guys can see this area right here where we have a lot of like orange rusty spots. I'm gonna go ahead and spray the lubricant, glide the clay bar back and forth, and we'll see, hopefully it'll get all these parts out. We're gonna go ahead and focus on this little area. I can see on the screen that you can see this one. So we're gonna go ahead and spray our lubricant. Go ahead and glide the clay bar across the surface. And you can see it's slowly pulling out the contaminants. And once we get the clay bar dirty like this one, we'll just go ahead and fold it in on itself and keep on going. If you hear this kind of sounds like sandpaper, you wanna go ahead and spray some more lubricant. That way we're not scratching the paint. This is a really bad example, or I guess a good example, because the paint is so bad, but this paint was not taken care of at all. So we're gonna go ahead and do the whole rear end, every spot that needs clay bar, and then we can go on to the next step. So I'll see you guys when I'm all done with that. Once you're done working in a section, you wanna go ahead and use a clean microfiber cloth and clean off all that lubricant. Feels so much smoother. So right here you can see the area that I did clay bar versus the area I didn't. We have a ton of contaminants in the paint here, and this, even to feel, or if I rub the microfiber cloth across, super smooth, versus over here it almost feels like I'm rubbing it against like sandpaper, just something not smooth. So we're gonna go ahead and finish clay barring this, And then we also have a ton on the bumper here and a couple spots on the car we need to touch up, and then we can go on to the next step. I should have done this such a long time ago. This trunk looks so much cleaner already. That was one of the biggest things that I didn't like about this car. It was always so dirty. So this bumper also has a ton of scuffs and marks. I know I won't be able to get a lot of these out, like this one's down to the plastic. But I think a couple scuffs like this and this, the ones that don't come out with microfibers, the clay bar should be able to get out. So let's go ahead and try that. Let's say, for example, this scuff right here. If I go ahead with this wet microfiber and just scrub on it, it's not going anywhere. But with the clay bar, if I spray some lubricant on there, you can see it slowly starts to pull out all those contaminants. So that scuff's almost entirely gone. Let's go ahead and do this top one too. And yeah, you might be able to do this with like a rubber wheel or something, but the fact that a clay bar is doing this is just amazing to me. And now check that out. So much better than it was before. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of this rear bumper and we'll move on. I know that I keep saying that I'll come back when I'm done with this rear bumper, but this is another good example of what a clay bar can do. You can see all these contaminants that a microfiber cloth, with no matter how much scrubbing you do, all these little pieces are not gonna come out. But with the clay bar, go ahead and just give a couple sprays of lubricant, move it back and forth, you just watch them disappear. So yeah, it's a pretty tedious process. It's not like you're using a ton of pressure anyway. You're just gliding this across back and forth. And just look at that difference. No more of that rusty oxidation, whatever that was on the paint, it's all gone. So now that's the final time. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of the bumper and I'll come back to you guys when I'm done with that. So I finally finished up the hatch in the rear bumper. I'm gonna go ahead and I have a little bit more to do on the doors. I have a little bit of the same exact thing on both the driver's side doors. The front end was completely repainted, so I don't have to worry about clay barring any of that. But I have the exact same thing on the passenger side. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that and I'll come back to you guys when the car's all done. So I finished up clay barring both sides. There's no more contaminants on any of the doors. Finished up the hatch. The car is ready to be ceramic coated, but it's getting late, so we're gonna go ahead and resume this tomorrow. I'm gonna spend some time with my family and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And we're back. So I did drive the car to work today and it got a little dusty, so we're gonna go ahead and give it one more rinse and dry it off just to make sure this car is spotless before we go and put the ceramic coat on. So let's go ahead and wash this car for the last time before we get that ceramic coating on. Here's a perfect example of what I mean. Is this car just gets so dirty so fast. Look how dirty the water I'm washing off is. And I literally washed and clay barred the whole car yesterday. Crazy how much smoother the whole rear bumper is now that it's been clay barred. So now that we've got the car's surface all prepped and ready to go, we can go ahead and unbox the NanoBond ceramic coating. Inside you get a foam applicator that's branded with the NanoBond branding, the ceramic coating, a little foam insert that holds those nicely. You get a big microfiber cloth, a card with the discount code to their whole Amazon store, a pack of gloves, a small microfiber cloth, and a little booklet with the instructions on how to apply. So after reading the instructions, you go ahead and grab one of these cloths, wrap it around the sponge like this. I guess we can do it this way. Apply 4 drops to the cloth. You're gonna wanna apply it to the car, working in areas about half the size of an entire hood. So you're gonna wanna apply it first going in one direction, overlapping halfway, and then same thing, overlapping. And it's gonna give it this haze. After you do a section about half the size of the hood, you're gonna go ahead and wanna wipe that off. I'm gonna start with the roof and I'll come back to you guys when I'm done with the little section. So as you guys just saw, I finished up the roof, and it's a pretty simple and straightforward process, not much to it. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of the car off camera, and I'll come back to you guys and I'll show you the results.
1 hour later.
So I went ahead and finished up the rest of the car. It's best to leave it in a cool, dry garage for about 24 hours after, just because it is like a clear coat that you're putting on top, and you don't want to have any dust particulates inside. But in 24 hours, I'll come back and show you guys how it turned out.
Several days later.
It's been a couple of days, and the ceramic coat has finally had time to cure to the point where I'm comfortable spraying it down. So let's do the same exact test that I did in the beginning of the video and spray the window down. I'll show you guys how the water beads off. So here's the clip from the beginning of the video on how the water beaded off before. Check out how the water just sticks to this window, and let's see how it is now that we've got the car ceramic coated. You can see the water doesn't even stick to the window anymore. It kind of just beads and rolls off. And that's not just on the window, that's on the door, that's on the whole car. Everywhere where we have ceramic coat, water just beads off. Car's already dusty again. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a nice wash, but mirror caps, everything just rolls right off. This is gonna make washing the car so much easier. So I went ahead and finished rinsing off the car, and there's a couple things that I wanna show you that the ceramic coat did. So when I applied the ceramic coat, it really made all these plastics and rubber seals look almost brand new. Like this mirror looks brand new from factory. This piece looks brand new. The windshield wipers were also faded, and now they look brand new. I am curious on how it'll hold up and how long it will look like that before it starts to fade again. But I'm really happy with the way it turned out and the way it made this car pop. I'm really glad that I don't have to spend an hour every day. When I do want to wash this car, I can just rinse it and wipe it down super fast, and it just turns out amazing every single time. So if you guys are looking to buy some ceramic coating, I'll leave a link down below to Nanobond. It's not too expensive. It's like 35 bucks from what I remember. And I'll leave a coupon code down in the description for you guys to get 15% off. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please stay tuned for our next projects. We have some really big things in the works. I'm just waiting for some parts to come for the E46. Let me know what you guys want to see for the Golf. I already have a huge plan for the E46. I can't wait to show you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye.